In this tutorial, we are going to look at what a smart object is in Photoshop. Smart object is really hard to explain because they do so many things in Photoshop. We are going to look at mainly one or two purposes in this tutorial. I have these shapes here. I have the left shape and the right shape. We are going to focus on the right shape for a moment. I am going to press Command T or Control T on the PC to enter free transform mode, and then I am going to scale this down and click Return. I am going to do that a couple of times. Control or Command T, scale it back out, and you don't have to be perfect for doing constrain or proportion. I just want to do a few times to show you an interesting concept while we are free transforming here. One more time should do it. The point I am trying to get here is that when you free transform a layer, it destroys the layer a little bit. Every single time it destroys the layer, just unavoidable. You can't help it. As I zoom in here, where the same layers that were identical at one time, and now the quality is markedly different, even though they are of the same size. I just scale back down and back up again, but all of that scaling has degraded the quality of that image significantly. It should be 100% sharp, and again, on the left side, it is laser sharp. Looks great. On the right side, we are just trying to ignore this, that it's getting a little soft, a little ugly, and so what I wanted to do is start over again with this as a smart object. So I am actually going to File, Revert, which will put this in the state it was when it was last saved. Delete everything I have done so far and get back to a save condition. So when I right-click on the right shape layer, I am going to choose Convert to Smart Object, and one of the things that happens has resulted in being a smart object is now there is one of the secret master's stash of what the original image looks like, and it stayed right now. And then if we transform it, move it around, it's just going to reference the original. So now, if I were now to scale it down, scale back up, and do this a couple of times, we will see that there is no loss in quality because it is constantly referencing the original. See, razor sharp, it's the same. So that's one of the great benefits of smart objects. Another benefit of smart objects is that if we apply filters to them, then it will not be permanent change. If we apply filters to a regular layer, then those effects will be permanent in those layers. If we apply those same filters to a smart object, then we can go back and change our settings or remove those filters altogether later on. Also, if I ever want to get access to the original file, I could go to the layer panel here. You know, there is a little object icon here. I will just double-click this, and this dialog box comes up. I will explain that just a second. Click OK, and then we could work just on this image. And let's see. For example, I want to adjust the color of this image. I will just go ahead and add Adjustment Layer, Hue Saturation, and let's play with the hue of this for a second. And then I go back and I hit Command S for Save. Once I go back to my main document, that is changed automatically, so I have access still to the original source content of this smart object. That's really cool. There is a lot of power here, so not just with filter and not just with scaling, but smart objects do so much more. If you drag in content from another document, for example, and give over that to a smart object, it will remember the document that it came from. If you make changes from the source document, you can update that, the smart object here in Photoshop. So very powerful stuff working with smart object.